I'd like to welcome each and every individual to Dreamscape Creations. And today we're having a very interesting conversation with a very interesting group of guys. And so Kenny and Luke are with Dreamscape Creations, and Bill's with Long Reach. And what we're doing today is something that I think probably most business owners uh, want to do, but they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to put systems in place to develop referral um, partnerships where, it's like, the when we have businesses, if we, like when the tide rises, all the ships rise together. As Kenny and Luke can help Bill and his business grow, as Bill can help Kenny and Luke business grow, as their businesses grow, they grow together. And that's some really exciting things. So we're just going to do a kind of a informal interview here and kind of talk to them, get them to know each other. Um, you guys are, Amish, the Amish community. So you probably related somehow or have run across. Do you guys know each other or not?
Well, I don't think so. Not that I know of.
I
Okay.
can't say so. No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, probably you guys would have some relative or somebody somewhere connected. And so, but we'll jump in. And so, Bill, why don't you start out? You know, tell us a little bit about your business, how long you've had your business, kind of the ideal prospects that you'd like to go ahead and get, anything like that, just to get Kenny and Luke to know you a little better.
Well, okay, 5 years ago, I bought my first long reach excavator. Because I've always really loved ponds, but well, I couldn't. I had a pond here that I wanted to work on after we bought this farm, but I couldn't really afford to do anything. Things were kind of tight. Wife just had cancer and everything, but I spotted this long reach, and well, a guy at work told me that he had somebody do work for him, and and he kind of told me how it worked, and I'm like, well, an Amish guy could actually do that because they had somebody else deliver the machine. Uh, so actually, I bought that, and then the pandemic came in the spring, so that worked perfect. I kind of got started that way. I had time at home, and a couple of the neighbors wanted stuff done, and then it really took off because I started running some ads, and it really took off because factories were everything was booming. And I mostly work for Amish guys. I mean, run an ad in the People's Exchange, and just got swamped right away. But well, and it was all right. It was good, but there's a lot. It's kind of limited. I mean, you do kind of the same stuff, farm ponds. Once in a while, you get into a pond that you really finish off and do all the landscaping and everything. Then the factories got slow, so then I got slow again. And I was, the longer I was at it, so it's been 5 years now. But the longer I was at it, it was still getting better. But then this spring, it seemed, man, I just couldn't get started. Nobody was doing anything. Then I advertised in the Lakes magazine, and that gave me a really good summer then. Right now it's kind of petering out a little bit again. I'm not sure. I got some stuff that I'm working on. It's going to depend if that goes through or not. If I get, this, I don't think this winter is going to be like last winter, but it could be. I'm not positive. It could dry up real quick. But
Sure.
the Lakes has gave me quite a bit of boost, I think.
Gotcha.
And I started telling a couple guys this summer that, well, I worked for a couple different excavators that called me because they didn't have long reach to do what they needed to do, and so I started giving them like a 2% of whatever the job ends up being. I give them 2% back for them to keep. That I think that's helping a little bit. Although I had one excavator tell me, "Don't worry about it. I'm not going to I'm just going to give you my work. I don't want to do it. So I don't know.
Right. Right. Yeah, and that's you know, a referral fee. You know, some people like that. You know, some people don't. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't matter. And so, if you have two parties that are referring equal amount of business back and forth, well, then it's all fair. People make money where they make money. They don't really need referral fees. Um, but if if
Mm-hmm.
one party's able to refer more business than the other party, then it does cover some of the marketing or sales expense, or it adds something to the bottom line. And so that's more than fair to be able to do something like that. Bills, what kind of projects are you looking for?
Well, I'm thinking I'd like to do a little bit bigger ponds for people that want it all fixed up where I can bid on it. I think I could do better on it, and I can do all right on it if I just do these little ponds too. If I stay at it, I can do it. I make a good living. But then you get, if you get a couple months in the wintertime where you're not doing much, it kind of eats that up.
Right,
I get you guys probably all know you got to keep going. If you don't keep pouring it in the top, it goes out the bottom pretty fast.
right,
It seems it's just the way it is.
right, right,
Especially if you got payments to make.
right.
I don't know. Is that
Yeah. So I think you'd said you're bidding on a bigger job, getting into some municipalities, some government types of things, local government types of things. And so, tell us a little bit about that.
okay? Yeah, we were too high on that. It was out by Simonton Lake Sports Club. They wanted some woods cleared and a pond put in there. They do a lot of fundraiser stuff, I guess. I'm not sure what all they do, but they have kids come out and fish. And they were having them do it at the lake, and it was kind of hard to get all these kids to the lake. So because of access, I guess, on shorelines, so they were going to do their own pond, and I'm not sure. They probably had some other stuff they were going to do too.
Gotcha.
But no, so we bid on that, and it was, yeah, we kind of didn't. Well, clearing the woods was really not our thing. But my son Tim, he was like, well, I'd like to try it because he's not doing much dozer work right now. He told me the other day his dozer didn't pay it for itself this year because all he has right now is a dozer, and I don't think he advertises enough. But he bought that dozer to do my pond grading. After I'm done, I set the dirt out, and most people have a place for their dirt to be pushed to, low spots or whatever. Some people need it hauled off. So that's what he bought it for originally. But he cannot stay busy just doing my ponds because not everybody, well, if I do a clean out, it's not as much dirt if I do a clean out pond. And some people might use their skid loader and just do it themselves, or they have somebody that they're close friends with that's got a dozer. I mean, there's a lot of people have bulldozers,
Right.
a lot more than long reaches.
Right.
So, so he wanted to work on that woods, and I told him, well, that's fine. And he had no idea what to bid on it, but he was probably, he was a little more than 50% higher than the competitors. And on the pond project itself, we were, probably, we bid it in at 100,000. The guy that got it for 68, so whatever that is. But I don't feel so bad about that. I don't know. I told the guy, I mean, I'm not. My goal is not to be the cheapest, but it is. My goal is to be the best. I'm not saying that I am,
Right.
but yeah. So and he got some information from me and everything, but so that was the first big strikeout, I guess. We have another one actually that's been in the making for over a year, bigger yet than that, but I don't know if it's ever going to materialize or not.
So
That guy.
one of the things that Kenny and Luke have talked about is maybe creating a weekly, podcast where they would invite, potential referral partners like yourself, like your sons, where they could come on for 30 minutes and we could, just have a conversation about what projects are you doing, learning, growing from each other, those type of things, kind of a networking group or a mastermind group, those types of things. And so I think a lot of times people, they're good at one thing, like they're good at excavating or construction or framing or whatever, or roofing. And they say, okay, I'm going to get into that business. And they don't realize, just because you're a good roofer doesn't mean you're going to go ahead and be successful in a roofing if you own your own company.
Hmm.
Like owning your own
Hmm.
company is very different than doing the work that's required.
Yes.
And so Kenny or Luke, can one of you guys just share a little bit about Dreamscape?
So we're a year ago, Kenny came up with the idea of, or someone was looking for a framing crew on travel jobs. It was actually Tanglewood Conservatories, and they wanted, they build multi-million-dollar conservatories, and they needed an install crew. So we were looking into that, and we wanted to build a crew for that, and then um, they that is kind of on hold for now. So we decided we're just going to focus toward local work as of now. So now we last December we started the LLC, and now we're looking. We want to do high-end projects more on the local scale. Um, we are one of our main goals, or our main thing is we care a lot about people. We want to help people that don't have the same, I don't know what the right word is, opportunities as us, maybe. We want to create opportunities for the people that don't have the upbringing or the training or that type of stuff for us. So we want to find the happy medium of having a successful business and helping lots of people.
Nice. Kenny, other thoughts or input that you have on like types of jobs or, your ideal clients?
Yeah, so we did just a few weeks ago before the snow came in. We did a client came to us. It was a little bit more high end client. He came to us and he said he needs a pool house. So it was a kind of a very unique build. And it was a little like a 15 by 25 beside his pool, and just a place for him to put his hot tub, so he can have the hot tub underneath it. And we had one side open. It was a little custom work, but it was turned out very nice, and I kind of liked it. It's like we did. I liked the work. I liked the project itself, and it was a fairly easy job. Where we came in, it was very small, on a smaller scale, but it was very high end and very detailed work, very detailed job. So maybe I think maybe we could focus a little bit more on work like that, a little bit more unique, fine detailed work. Um, but yeah, it doesn't seem that we've been able to find some more jobs like that, or been able to find our own little corner specialization maybe of what it is that we do exactly. But maybe that was kind of where we're going, where we're headed as of now.
Their first year, they've done really well. I think they're going to come in around 300,000 in sales. Their goal for next year is going to be to jump it up to 1 million, and then probably after the year after that, 2.5 million, the year after that, 5 million. So roughly doubling it. So they've got a big vision. And, Zig Ziglar said, if you want to go ahead and reach your goals, help other people reach their goals. And the more people you help reach their goals, the more they're going to help you reach, your goals. And so I think they've got great heart, and, they're hard workers and good in quality in what they've done. They're open-minded into marketing and developing referral partners and those type of things. So this is kind of just a get to know you type of thing. They've got a website. They've got some marketing. They've got partnerships. They're part of the Legacy Partner Network, which is through a nonprofit organization, Life Masteries Institute, that really works with businesses in saying, how do we leave a legacy? Like we put in our whole lives, decades of work in building a business, and then after we've passed on, what's that legacy? What's
Mm-hmm.
that legacy and what do we want to do? So this is just kind of get to know you type of thing. Bill, do you have any questions or thoughts or anything?
Well, not really at this point. I mean, I think if we actually get together and when that works out, I think that's going to help even more. Probably if you can actually meet the people like
Yeah,
Kenny and Luke. But it's not going to work for me this Saturday to come to your guys' meeting. But and I don't know about the next one with the holidays and everything. I can't say for
right,
sure. I didn't even look at the calendar yet.
right. Are you available on Thursdays, at 6:30 to 7? Is this kind of a good open time for you or not?
Yeah, it could be, especially this time of the year.
Okay.
I think.
Would your
Yeah,
sons be able to participate in it too or not?
probably not with his factory job. He's going to be at the factory.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, and then there might be some others that Kenny and Luke know. There might be some others, Bill, that you know. So if you get people to collaborate, to come together, and you start to share. So they'll go ahead and have something on their website that, that this what's called a podcast. They'll have this and they'll have some information about you and your company. So there might be some, especially in the English world, there might be some businesses that come. I can definitely vouch for Bill. He came over, did our pond, and did an absolute spectacular job. I mean, it was just, and he's a super nice guy too. I mean, just a friendly guy, and did a great job on the pond. And now we've got it stocked, and the grandkids are, fishing in it and stuff like that. And so it's been a great blessing to us. But but if we want to go ahead and do something, next Thursday at 6:30, and we can kind of set a tentative, and then if you guys want to bring, other business owners that, might be interested in growing their business, referring business back and forth together, we can kind of see how it goes if that works for you, Bill.
Yeah, I'd like to try it. See, I mean, I think so, and then see how it goes. Maybe I have a brother-in-law that I wonder if he wouldn't benefit from it too. He does stairways for people.
Okay. Yeah,
and
we've
and
got,
he's really.
go ahead. Sorry,
Do
go
you have
ahead.
somebody? No, good. You have somebody like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where, every Thursday afternoon, I meet with, Alvin, who owns the Mercantile, and Mel, who owns Blue Gate, and then Ernie, who owns, Woodland RVs. And so those three guys and myself, and sometimes other people, we hang out. So I think in business, I think a lot of times we're so busy working in our business that we don't really work on our business. We don't really network or connect with other people. And so I think that there's a lot of business owners out there that could benefit from, hanging out together and sharing, each other's resources and connecting with networking and those type of things. So we'll give it a try for a week or two and kind of see from there. But great talking to you again, Bill. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Kenny. Thanks, Luke. We'll see you guys.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.